All right. Folgers.
Oh yeah, it's the best part of waking up, huh?
Just the rain.
Yeah.
Pop the MIPA. That's a great sedative.
It is. I use it every day.
IVs look good.
All right. Yep.
All right. Are we ready to begin?
I'm ready.
Start the saw.
You got it.
Did anybody think about getting insurance authorization?
Insurance? Are you kidding me? He doesn't have any insurance.
Oh, I guess we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way.
Fine.
Saw.
Saw.
Thank you. Scalpel.
Oh, yeah, scalpel. That's
There we go.
Uh-huh.
I need you over here with that clamp.
Oh, yeah, I got that right here. Here we
Get
go.
on in here.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, man, there's a lot of fat in there.
He'll be fine though, you know.
You think so?
Well, that's about all he's gonna get with what he's got.
All right.
All right.
Hold on. Yeah, sure.
I mean, that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
We need sutures.
Sure.
There you go. I'll pull this together.
Yep.
Get that in there.
Get that right on there.
There you go.
Here.
Get that in there.
Is he gonna be okay?
No, I think he's
No, the only thing he can do now is just say puns. That's it.
brain dead.
Brain dead? Well, he can still do long form.
When I first started coming to the club, Chris was one of those guys that was on stage and who was instantly funny, and always made me think, how does he do it that quickly? Just really, really fun, really, really fast, could get to the joke really quickly, and made me just want to be that fast. So one of the guys that I looked up to when I first started seeing shows at Comedyworx.
Almost everybody at the club, I know people who sometimes don't want to be on a team with that person. Maybe not every night for everybody, but sometimes you're just like, this person isn't the person that I want to play with tonight. I've never met anyone who feels that way about playing with Chris.
Chris is kind of amazing. He actually lives over in Durham with me, so I know he's been making that long trek over here, and just the commitment to the craft and to the club has been great. And coming back after what he went through is even more amazing.
And I think it was at a show, was the first time I ever saw him, and he just threw out these amazingly terrible, amazing puns. And I think that's one of the things I admire most is, like, I aspire to be as punny as Chris. So whenever I'm on stage with Chris, I always feel like super supported, and I know that whatever happens is going to be awesome. Like, we're going to have a lot of fun with it no matter what else.
Continually surprises everybody with the character choices that he makes, and it's just very fun playing with him.
When he came back after he left for a little while, he came to a couple of practices, and I went up to him and I was like, oh, like, he's just a godsend, because his chemistry, or like his presence on stage was just what all the new people needed. Like, we had a ton of new people, and Chris is just so confident on stage, and it looks easy, even though he put his work into it, and I really like watching him on stage.
He just spreads this infectious joy whenever he does improv. He always looks like he has so much fun when he does it. One thing I remember is us doing blockbuster Shakespeare together, Star Wars. That was amazing and so much fun. The other time is when he was actually a ref in an 8 o'clock show. He did a call and response to the audience, and so he said one of the audience members' names was Joy. So he says, when I say Joy, the audience members will say, "Oh, snap," which is great. So he's doing the show, and then he gets into the game Changing Emotions. So he starts, asking for emotions from the audience, sad, angry, and then one person says joy, he says joy, the audience says, oh snap, and everybody lost it. That's one of my favorite memories of Chris.
He had just come in from a smoke break. He smelled really bad, but I didn't care. And so he put his arm around me, and he was telling me that he was giving me a confidence boost talk. And he was telling me that I should not, I'm going to be good someday, and I'm pretty good now, and I need to just keep going on with it and just be tough. And I was just like, okay. Meanwhile, he had, the smoke thing going on, and it was so not as bad as it sounds. Because he's just so lovable. Like, it didn't even bother me. So when he quit smoking, though, it was a game changer. I was like, all right, now we can actually hang out. So I was so proud of him when he did that, for real. So proud of him when he got through the surgery. And it was really rough. And so proud of him when he quit smoking, the third time. And it was just really, really impressive.
Yeah. He's been to so many matinees that I've been a part of, which is mind-blowing to me because he's so experienced and, he's supportive at practice, but he doesn't have to come to matinees, but he does. He gives great feedback. Not only, in the immediate aftermath, but when we're at Mojo's or something, he's there supporting us, giving us feedback, making us laugh. And I think that speaks wonders to his character, that he's willing to, hang out with people from the matinee, even though it's probably been half a decade since he's had to do a matinee.
I remember when I first started here, and Chris was I saw him on stage, I was like, wow, Chris is funny and stuff, and then he kind of disappeared, and I had no idea why. So I wasn't really keeping track. Then one day he shows up out of nowhere, and I'm like, where the do you come from? Where did you go? And it's and I was really surprised because I was really stoked because I always thought he was funny until he got annoying with it. I don't mean in a bad way. I know we all can be annoying sometimes, but there's sometimes puns just are too much. And it's just I want to have a real conversation with Chris. It's no, just gotta throw a pun in there, throw a joke. And it's but that's part of his charm. That's why he's so likable, because he's always having a smile on his face when he's doing these things, making himself, which I love at the same time, but also resent because him and you know what I mean? Just out for Chris.
One of my favorite memories of Chris is actually before I ever met Chris. He performed, I came in, he left, and he came back several months after I was here. But it was his last show ever. I didn't know him. He went out to do 5 things. I went out to be the person that stood with him, and we just stood awkwardly staring at each other. And then he went in and just crushed 5 things and got all 5. So I like to pretend I was his good luck charm.
I really want to congratulate Chris on 10 years here at Comedyworx. I still remember the first time I met them. We talked about wrestling. And the first thing I thought of is just how punny they were. I would have to say probably my favorite memory is the time when we watching WrestleMania. But I really enjoy seeing them. We always can talk about books and music. And that's why they're my favorite person at Comedyworx.
He lost a lot of weight after his surgery, and he wears Doctor Who everything, so he had all of these shirts that he brought to practice. And they're all of these wonderful, thick, soft shirts, and they're just the perfect size to wear, to sleep in. So now I have 2 wonderful Chris Ayers shirts, so I told him I think about you every night.
When you go to bed? Yeah. He loves that.
Well, congratulations, Carol and Chris. It is a pleasure and an honor to know both of you. And I always get excited when I see your names on the lineups with myself, because not only are you so supportive, but that absolutely guarantees that we are going to have a wonderful time. So once again, congratulations, and I look forward to being a part of your next 10 years.
I'm so excited to say congratulations for your 10-year anniversary, and I just want to say that you are the spark, you're the light, you are the energy that is Comedyworx. I'm so glad to know you. Thank you for being here. Happy 10th year. And can you guys just do that twice for both of them? Great, thanks.
Chris, congratulations on 10 years. I remember when you came to your very first show, I made fun of you and said that you looked like Jay Leno, which you love that bit. No, you don't really love that bit. So congratulations on 10 years. If you guys want any good Chris stories, you know what? Ask Chris, because he's the authority on that.
Congratulations, Chris, on 10 years. It's been awesome performing with you. I got something very special that I know you'll appreciate. Filthy Sanchez, filthy Sanchez, filthy Sanchez, la 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 la. That was just for you. Happy 10, Chris.
Chris, I feel like we became great friends the second we met, and that meant the world to me coming in as a new person. You bring light and energy and joy whenever you're on stage, and congratulations on your 10 years. Here's to many more.
Hey Chris, you're awesome. Congratulations. Thank you for being just a awesome person and all just the advice that you give and your humility. I love you. You rock. Thanks.
Chris, congratulations. I freaking love playing with you, Chris. You are so much fun to play with. I have two things for you, Chris. Well, number one, I love you, Charlene. And number two, I will never forgive you for jazz jams. You will burn in hell forever. Thank you.
Say something good about Chris. I got nothing good to say about him. He was here for 10 years and he quit. He stopped coming to shows.
But he was out for kidney surgery.
Kidney schmidney. I got a prostate the size of a cantaloupe and I didn't stop coming to shows.
Chris, seeing you in some of the night shows is one of the reasons that I wanted to take classes and perform. I figured if you could do it, anybody could. And it was a very special memory because you were in my very first night show. And we had, I think it was a double blind freeze, and there was something where we were on stage together, kind of playing off sides where I was a boxer, and you just kind of had your hand on my forehead, and I couldn't even get close to you. And it was basically 2 seconds of that, and they switched us out again. Congratulations on 10 years. I hope to see you around for a long, long time. And now that you have that whole new heart fix-up thing, you're going to make it.